Yo, what up, guys? Today we are rating every agent, so let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with Bridge. Bridge is B tier. His ult is really useless, and the other utility is just the flashes are the best out of his kit. The rest is just, mid. Then we got Astra. Astra is S tier. Like, there's no reason to not pick Astra. If you know how to play with Astra, she controls the entire map better than any other controller. Then we have Brimstone. Brimstone is C tier. The only good reason to play Brimstone is if you have lineups in specific maps, but even that is really not a good agent. There are better ones. Chamber is A tier now. Chamber requires you to have good aim, of course, but outside of that, this kit is pretty solid. You can defend the site a little, but especially his utility is really good to attack. So it's like a offensive sentinel. Then we got Clove. Clove, since she got nerfed, she's now B tier. Okay. Before the nerf, she was A tier. Now she's B tier. There's not much to say. Now Cypher is an A tier. Obviously, he got nerfed too a while ago, but he's still really reliable. And every time you see a Cypher, you don't want to get into his site. So yeah. Deadlock. Unfortunately, I really like Deadlock, but she is no better than B tier. Now, the reason is simple. Ult is very good, but the traps need a little bit of rework. They are not stunning enough. I think they should, just change it a little bit. But the rest is really good. Just, she's not meta. Her utility is not the best overall. There are better Sentinels, so she's B tier. Now we got Fade. Fade is easily A tier. She's not S tier because she is a really vulnerable like agent. Everything is breakable but the grenades, like the little grenade that pulls you. Then we got Gecko. Although Gecko is really good for solo queue, in lower elos is no master when it comes to as a Okay, so let's go into Gecko. Gecko is not the best initiator, nowhere close to it. It's good for solo queue in lower elos because you can just use his wingman to plant the spike, but his utility is all breakable. Now, we go to Arbor. Arbor is S tier, is meta now, since his rework is really strong, and the map pool allows him, just to be extremely good on this, like, competitive map pool. Most maps is an S tier agent and he will be S tier from now on. Now ISO is a B tier agent. The reason why I say it's B tier is it brings no value into the team usually. There's some things that you can do, you can know the enemies, you can do some stuff, but is really not that great. Although it's really close to A tier, as you can see, but is not A tier. Now Jet is A tier agent. The reason she's not above A tier is pretty simple. You know, Jet got nerfed a long time ago and now she's only aim reliant, right? But if she had a little bit more time on her smokes, she would be definitely S tier. She's really close to S tier, but she's not S tier. Now, Kaio is an S tier agent. Although I don't like to play him, is really strong when it comes to, just holding the site. He has two pieces of utility, which is his ult and the knife, that completely makes any other agent not be able to use their utilities, which is just extremely strong in a game that utilities matter so much. Now, Killjoy is the first S tier agent that we have that is a sentinel, and the reason is Killjoy, different than Cypher, she can indeed hold the site better because after the nerfs on Cypher, as I said before, he no longer is that much of a threat. Now, Killjoy, on the other hand, she can hold really well, and their ult is pretty overpowered. We all know that we don't want to push the site, and we get just, you know, we fear it all the time because Killjoy ult is really strong. Now let's go into Mix, which is this will be a little bit controversial, but Mix is on S tier. Although his utility is not the strongest, now hear what I'm saying, is not the strongest on the stuns, the the steam beacon, the smokes, but his heal and his team play is so much better than other things. Just think about it. He has everything to support your team without needing to take other initiators, other, you know, he's basically a Sky combined with the, you know, with the Waylay for the stun, and then he also is combined with the Brimstone Steam Beacon, which is just a whole kit is just too strong. Not by themselves, but the kit itself together is just complete. Is a really strong agent and is completely meta. Although his ult is not the strongest. Now, let's go to Neon. Neon, unfortunately, is A tier. Well, you might say Neon is broken, but there's a lot of ways to counter her. And really, after the nerf on her ult, just stay back. She can't do much. If you have someone on the side to protect, just go back and she dies. She loses her ult, she can't do anything. Now, Omen is an A tier smoker, although he's not S tier no more because of the map pool and because of his small nerfs that he got on the paranoia. Now let's go to Phoenix. Phoenix is the first S tier, duelist that we have because Phoenix as a self-sufficient kit, just one of the best. He has flashes, he has a wall that heals him and also can, work as a smoke. Then he has a molly that he can stop basically any push and heal himself too. And he also has his ult, which is the strongest piece of, utility on his kit, which basically makes a clone of you and you can just go out and shoot. Is extremely good for solo queue and is really reliable and, competitive. Now let's go to Raze. Raze is also S tier. Now, there's not much to say. A ult is incredible. Nades are pretty strong. The boombot is just gives the info that you need. And, the pads give you a lot of movement. Now, Reina, unfortunately, for solo queue, she's really good. But overall, she is no longer meta. She was really strong when she got back her ult, being infinite during the rounds. But since the last nerfs, she just, dropped by a lot. You no longer can be full health all the time because, there's a cooldown after you heal yourself, and the dismiss is just no longer what it was. Now we have Sage. Sage, although she is a strong character, she is no better than B tier. Why? Well, although her ult is really good, the rest is pretty mid. Like, although they buffed a long time ago, our orbs and that stuff, because you can only use Sage as a secondary sentinel. There's no way you can only use Sage as the only sentinel in the team. It doesn't work. You need another sentinel. So that's why she's B tier. Now Sky is an S tier initiator. She can heal the teammates. She has a dog for info that can break stuff too. Then, of course, if you use the dog on someone, it also stuns them. She has a ult, which is really good to give info, although it's easy to break. And she has one of the best flashes in the game because you can control them as you will. Now, Sova is a A tier initiator. Well, there's not much to say. Initiators right now are really strong, and Sova is one of them. He has a drone to give info, he has some shock darts to deal damage and to break utility, he has a recon to give a recon dart to give info, and his ult is really good to stop plants, stop killjoy ult, which is good to know always. ult, the Killjoy ult. Then, of course, it's really good too because with two shots you can kill anyone with your ult, and they get info. So just overall a really good kit. Now Tejo is the another initiator which is A tier. Well, it was S tier, but after the nerfs, it is just A tier. There's not much to say. Now Vito, really interesting. I'll put him in C tier. Now Vito is not the best sentinel, right? The reason I'm putting him in C tier is that his playstyle and his utility is super easy to destroy. Like you can see it far away. It makes a lot of noise, and these TPs really don't work in higher elos. People just hear it and look back and shoot you. Like there's not much to say. Then let's go to Viper. Well, we know what happened to Viper, and I'm sorry. Like she's no longer good. Her ult is the only piece of utility that can, just make her not be on D tier because it literally takes like 10 seconds for the walls to go down. Her smokes and Molly are just weaker than ever. Just is stupidly like weak now. And I'm sorry, I loved Viper, but I cannot say she's above C tier. Then we got Vice. Well, Vice is a really good Sentinel, but is only B tier. Well, although her ult is really strong, you also have your secondary weapon, just wait a bit. And, a wall can be baited. It's easy to see, and to break the spines are really, really simple too. Now, Willa goes into S tier. Although she got a rework on, her C ability, the stun, she is still really strong. She can just enter, put the stun, and go back, so there's not much to say. Then we got Yoru. Well, I'll let Yoru in last, although I would like to put him in D tier, which is obviously not true, but I like the character, but I'm also really sorry. The Yoru nerf made him go to B tier. He is no longer a good duelist. His ult, is not worth it. The smokes, no, the flashes. I just, you know, one flash? What can you do with one flash? Then you have the TPs, I mean, 15 seconds. Doesn't even take time. Like if you place the TP to rotate to the other side of the map, you only have like 2 seconds to TP then. If you don't TP, you have to place another one. You understand what I'm saying? The nerfs did him dirty. And I'm really sorry about that because I had a friend that mained Yoru. It was the only thing that he played, and now he's stopping. He doesn't play the game anymore because it's stupid. I don't know why they are nerfing. They could be nerfing any character on this list, but no, they prefer to nerf Yoru. Well, if you guys disagree with anything on this tier list, make sure to comment what you disagree on. And if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe, which would help me a lot. And see you guys tomorrow.